Clay, you're an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. And as they say in Stoic, the obstacle is the way. And so if you let these pinheads get in your way, you're in trouble. Acta non verba is the motto of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy at Kings Point, New York. I had appointments to Naval Academy and Kings Point Merchant Marine Academy. And Merchant Marine Academy's motto was acta non verba. In other words, don't listen to what a person says. Watch what they do. Clay, my honor to be on your show. And thank you for all you do. I hear the ripple effects from you are good ripple effects. You know what I mean? People rave about what they learn from you. So congratulations.
My name is Kevin Thomas, and the name of our company is MultiClean. We are a commercial janitorial service, and we serve the entire state of Oklahoma and Kansas and soon to be Arkansas. We have probably grown probably 5 times. We've added, I think when we first started with you, we had 60 to 65 employees. And now we have a little over 300 employees. Before we got involved with Thrive Time, we didn't really have any systems or processes in place. So I've probably been to, in 6-7 years, I've probably been to 12 to 13 business conferences. And amazingly, each time I go, I learn something new, and I'm so excited to bring it back and show the team about marketing and how to implement, how to help you guys implement the SEO. And the coaching is just great because there's accountability, and it's just a fantastic way to grow your company. Having a relationship with Thrive Time it's just been amazing for MultiClean. Oh my goodness, it frees me up because then I don't have to take a class on search engine optimization or learn marketing or shoot video. That's not what we do. What we do is commercial janitorial service. And you guys are the experts on marketing, and you teach me and hold my hand and show me how to do it right. And therefore, now my company is much, much larger.
Folks, on today's show, we're joined by a real client. He may look like a male model. He may look like a hologram, but he's a real person. He's a longtime client. He's a man that we consider to be a friend of the Thrive Time Show and a friend of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Kevin. Welcome onto the Thrive Time Show. How are you, sir?
Clay, I'm doing great. Had a great Christmas holiday, and I'm glad to be here.
Okay, so first question, can you tell us what is your name, first and last name, and what's the name of your company, sir?
My name is Kevin Thomas, and the name of our company is MultiClean. We are a commercial janitorial service, and we serve the entire state of Oklahoma and Kansas and soon to be Arkansas.
And how long have we worked with you approximately at this point, sir?
It's been about 6-7 years.
And we want to welcome all of His Glory Nation from east to west to north to south. Welcome to today's Take 5. Our first with Clay Clark, Kingdom Business Builders is going to be the name. So you're going to learn how to do biblical business teaching from one of the best, Clay Clark. So we're going to get Clay on for the first one here in a second. Couple quick updates. First is Kingdom Energy. Got to have our body's energy, and that comes with the Kingdom Energy. You can put those in any type of drink. My favorite is put it into hydrogen water, and then you got 2 benefits, save $17. Look at the next chart. This is what you want to stay away from. Red Bull, Monster. Look at all that junk that's in there instead of Kingdom Energy. Get Kingdom Energy today. B12, vitamin C, a bunch of good stuff. Root Brand, one of our preferred partners. The Trinity is one of their top products. They have many, many products. My friend Dr. Christina Ram has created some amazing things to detox, improve immunity, boost health and wellness. And the cross is the symbol of their business. That's great. All right, prayer Order kits. The most important thing you can do, put stakes from north to south to east to west on your property in the name of biblical verses. Mama, His glory is giving you what to pray over. You got the shofar to go far. Those are from Jerusalem, our partners. You got the prayer shawl for intimate time seeking the Lord. And you have the anointing oil to anoint your doors and windows in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Palm Sunday, everyone get their shofars. We're going to do it nationwide, live blowing of the shofars on Palm Sunday, so you'll get an invitation and we'll all blow it together. All right, support His Glory programming, transforms lives with His Glory production. Be a part of our global storytelling mission. Support faith-filled films, podcasts, TV shows that inspire hope and truth. Visit our website, Ignite Change, with your donation today. That's our updates. It's time for the one and only Clay Clark. There it is. Clay.
Hey, how are you? I don't know if you can see me. I can see you. How are you?
I'm good. Clay, welcome to this new episode.
Brother, I'm super excited to be here with you. And I brought James with me. Now, James, just so we know, James, could you tell everybody out there how you and I met originally?
Yes, so we met at a Reawaken America tour about 2.5 years ago. I heard you on X22 with General Flynn, and I'm a big fan and follower and supporter of the General. And so I went out to Pennsylvania. I slept in my car to actually make it affordable for myself, and it was a great time. So we met at the event, and then we connected. Great. There was like 4,000 or 5,000 people there. And then you offered me a job to come to Tulsa to come work for you, Clay. And so that's how this whole thing started out.
And so James has been working. His desk, Dave, is about 6 feet away from my desk. Some would argue 1 foot away from my desk. And he's been here for 2 years. So we're going to teach everybody out there today how to start and grow a successful company. And so James, to my right, he's sort of my validator. He's there every single day watching me help business owners to grow their company. And so Dave, I'm going to go to a screen share mode. I'm going to pull up some things I want to get into today. So the first thing, Dave, is I'm sure you've never heard anybody say this, but I see business owners, they always tell me, they say, Clay, I want to build a business, but I'm getting burned out. I'm getting tired. You're 44 years old. How have you been self-employed and been successfully self-employed now for almost 30 years? How have you done it? How have you done it? You've been self-employed, Clay, since you're 15. How do you keep your energy up? And I agree with all of the products that you're endorsing and these sorts of things, Dave. But I will tell you, in the Bible, in addition to that, the Bible tells you that in the Bible that God gave Adam the garden to what? To work it. Right? So Genesis chapter 2, God gave Adam the garden to work it. It says, and the Lord took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. And the Lord commanded the man, saying, oh, ye of every tree of garden thou mayest freely eat. But again, God gave Adam the garden to dress it or to work it. Well, the Hebrew word for work means worship. And the word worship means work. So Dave, I don't view work. I'm going to teach people very practical steps on today's show on how to grow a company, but I don't view work as something that I have to do. I view it as something that I want to do. I want to worship my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and the best way you can do that is to work. Colossians chapter 3, verse 23 through 24 says, and whatsoever ye do, do it heartily, as to the Lord and not unto men, knowing that of thy Lord ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance, for ye serve the Lord Christ. So Dave, a lot of your listeners know me through the Reawaken tour, and they always say, man, Clay Clark always has such energy. What's his deal? I'm telling you, Dave, every day that we have is a gift from God, and what we do with it is a gift to God. So I'm going to teach everybody out there what to do on today's show, but you got to work that thing. And James, your desk is next to mine. I'm always getting to the office. What time do you typically see me get here, James?
Well, I live literally right on the property, Clay, and I'll wake up at like around 5 in the morning. I'll peek my head out the window and I'll see the van in the parking lot in here. And I tell you what, there have been multiple times where we've driven back from the Reawaken tour where we're working 18, 19, 20 hours a day, getting 4 hours of sleep. And we get back at like midnight or later on Sunday night into Monday morning, and then you're back you literally will go home and like won't even take a shower. You'll just drop your stuff off, drop your family off, and then come right back to the office and get right to it.
And that's how Eric Trump and I became good friends, Dave, is that Eric Trump and I keep the same schedule. So my opening rant, final pro tip I want to give you folks, the Bible tells you in Genesis and in Exodus, work 6 days and rest on the seventh. And so many wonderful Christians, not the people that watch your show, but so many wonderful Christians will say, Clay, I love the weekend. I go, that's true. God commands us to observe the Sabbath. We should do it. However, in Genesis and in Exodus, it talks about a 6-day work week. So if you want to create like the Creator, you got to work 6 days a week. I'm telling you, Dave, we got to work as unto the Lord. Now, Dave, it is your show, so I want to ask your thoughts on this idea about working as unto the Lord, because I know you and the entire His Glory team work as unto the Lord as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to worship in everything you do with him, and working for him, he rewards you for it. You know, I only do broadcasting 5 days a week, but on the 6th day that I work, it's out on the ranch, being with God's animals, doing some physical labor. So it's you feel that closeness to him when you do that as well.
By the way, the idea of the 40-hour work week was invented in 1938 by Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He introduced an open socialist introduced the 40-hour work week concept in 1938. It's called the Fair Labor Standards Act. And a guy by the name of Klaus Schwab, who's not going to be on today's show, he's introducing the concept of the 4-day work week. So let's go back into our stack of stuff. Now we're going to get very practical, very tactical. So a lot of these people, Dave, I'm going to go through industry by industry. This is SteveCurrington.com. He's not a sponsor of the show. He's a mortgage guy. He does mortgages in all 50 states. And I've helped Steve Currington grow his business by 8 times larger. Next example, MLKDentistry.com. They're a dentist. I've helped them to grow their practice 4 times larger. Papa Gallo's, a pizzeria in beautiful Florida. I've helped them grow their business, Satellite Beach, Florida, 8 times larger. OxyFresh, OXIFresh.com. Dave, we've helped them to open up 500 locations, folks. Think about that. Over 18 years, 500 locations. Bespoke Refinement, a great young man. We helped him go from no Google leads to 27 online leads last week. That's bespokerefinement.com. Beloved Cheesecakes. She told me on yesterday's show that she's grown her business now by 207% this year. Sky House. This is a custom home builder and beautiful. This would be he builds in the Appalachian Mountains, I believe. Here, this is his business. Sean, one of our coaches, works with him. He's in North Carolina, Banner Elk, North Carolina. He has more than tripled his company. The Flyover Conservatives, the broadcast, the podcast. We've helped them to grow their business by over 1,000%. Whitlock Cosmetic Surgery. I first met this guy, Dave. My daughter got bit by a dog, and he fixed her eyelid so that her eyelid would not be, you wouldn't see that she had a severe dog bite. My daughter Leia got bit by a dog. I began working with this guy. He's grown his business, over doubled his company. Revitalize Medical Spa. This is a true story. 4 times larger. Built Phoenix Strong. This is Placid. His company is 10 times larger. Make Your Dog Epic went from a startup to a success story. And all these stories can be found at thrivetimeshow.com. And you click on the testimonials button. So what did we do? Dave, this is what I'm teaching today. I want everybody out there to generate more online leads. If you're watching today's show, I want everybody to take notes, and I'll take notes with you real time so you can follow along, folks. If you want to generate more online leads, there are 4 steps to generating more online leads. Okay, 4 steps. We got to do these 4 steps, and here we go. Step number 1, you have to gather objective Google and video reviews from real people. Gather objective Google and video reviews from real people. These are real reviews from real people. Dave, why do we as consumers typically read reviews and watch video reviews before we buy something? Why is it that most people read reviews and watch reviews before they buy something?
They want to make sure it's authentic. It works. Yeah. And it is what they say it is.
And that's why would you have like Sherwood on your broadcast, the Sherwood.tv, or you have a guy like Andrew Sorcini on your broadcast. You know, these are people that are in the game doing the right thing for years and years. And when you go to Sherwood.tv, a mutual friend of ours, you can see he has so many testimonials from happy clients. When you talk to a guy like Andrew Sorcini of Beverly Hills Precious Metals, this is a guy who I've been buying gold and silver from for a long time. When you go to thrivetimeshow.com to learn about our upcoming workshops, you're going to find thousands of video testimonials. So in the final 20 seconds we have before the break, I encourage everybody, go to thrivetimeshow.com. The website is thrivetimeshow.com, and there you can learn more about our upcoming business workshops. We do these 4 or 5 times a year featuring Tim Tebow, Eric Trump. Get your tickets right there at thrivetimeshow.com, and we'll be back right after the break. That's thrivetimeshow.com.
times are changing.
Silicon Valley Bank, they could talk about poor management. I know a lot has been said about that.
So all this stuff that they called us crazy about years ago is now all of it's coming true.
He said that there's instability everywhere. It's panning out today, certainly in the banking sector. For how long is anyone's guess?
I'm gonna probably pick up some more too, because I know it's happening and I feel it happening.
The reason I call it God's money is you can't fake it. You know, you can fake it with a fake ETF, like a gold ETF or a silver, which I don't touch because it smells as bad as the guys that printed that crap.
Starting March into April into May. So it's going to be crazy what's coming, and those that are prepared are just really going to be celebrating like they've never celebrated before.
You need to have those smaller coins to be able to barter with. Visit our partner, Beverly Hills Precious Metal Exchange, on His Glory Family Partners.
Blessings to His Glory family. This is Mama His Glory. You know, I'm a senior, and when I first got Kingdom Fuel, I loved it. What I do every morning, I get a box of spinach, I get some blueberries, some bananas, a little bit of orange juice and water, and I put 2 scoops of Kingdom Fuel in that. I swear by this stuff. I have never felt better than using Kingdom Fuel.
And we're back with Clay Clark. Clay, you took us to break absolutely perfect. You're an expert at this.
Oh, well, just so people know how this works, Dave, we get on a great show like yours. If you're on my show, there'll be a countdown clock. And you chose to pass the ball back to me with 30 seconds left on the clock. So either I have to shoot a 3-point shot from beyond the half-court line, or I have to take it for the dunk. So luckily we pulled off the dunk before we go to break. So here we go with the 12 minutes left here.
It is March Madness.
Okay, here we go. Basketball on the mind. By the way, a good friend of mine is an assistant coach for the Boston Celtics, Phil Pressey. So if you're watching the NBA this time of year, look for Phil Pressey on the sideline. So here we go. Dave, we're talking about how to grow your online presence, how to generate more leads. And I gave you a lot of examples: doctors, dentists, lawyers, home builders. James, does it ever blow your mind when you see people pull into the office for their weekly meeting? I mean, 90% of our clients are not in Tulsa, but when the clients do show up at our conferences, does it ever amaze you how many luxury cars are here in the parking lot?
You know what? I always love to see that. I see the Lamborghinis, I see the Lexuses, I see the Maseratis. It really is incredible. And then I hear about some of the vacations that these clients are going on because of how much money they're making. And I'm just thinking, man, this guy is doing something right. And then I realize what they're doing is what you're telling them to do.
Okay, so Dave, I'm pulling up some of this. This is footage from our last conference here, just so people can get an idea of what these things look like. But, you know, here we are at these conferences, and these are business owners from all across America that are in attendance. And a lot of times these clients will come to our conferences and they'll show up with their luxury cars and, you know, they tell stories of success and they're great Christian business owners. And people say, well, man, that's awesome that somebody's having success. But the question I want to focus on today is, how do they get there? And I'm trying to teach you 1/14 of the entire system here today, 1/14 of it, okay? So we have to gather the most objective Google and video reviews. Hopefully that makes sense. So if we do a search right now for carpet cleaning quotes in Google, I'm doing it right now. Folks, OxyFresh is now the highest rated carpet cleaning company in America. What am I saying? They have 312,000 reviews. Dave, they have more objective Google reviews than any company in America. No hyperbole. That's a real thing. 500 locations. Think about it. Second is you have to have the most original hypertext markup language. What? Don't worry about it, folks. We talk about it at a conference. But if you do a search for Joplin Gyms, most people go to Google. If you live in Joplin, you're looking for a fitness center, you type in Joplin Gyms. Well, why does my client, Charles Kolaw, come up top in the search results? Is it because he's a good guy? No. Is he a good guy? He's the best guy. Why does he come up top? Because he knows how to optimize a website. How does he know how to do it? He comes to our in-person workshops. That's what he does. Third is your website has to be canonically compliant. What does that mean? It means your website has to adhere to Google's rules. I'm not saying that I love Google. I'm not saying I agree with Google's political views. I'm just telling you, if you want your website to be found, you have to make sure your website ranks in the search engine results. And that's why your website has to be Google compliant. And step number 4, your website has to be mobile compliant. mobile compliant. What does that mean? It has to be compliant to Google's mobile adherence rules. And so somebody out there says, Clay, you're covering a lot of ground, and I want to get it. I do want to get it. My head's going to explode, though. It's a lot of information. I've never heard this kind of wonderful content on a Christian broadcast before. What do I do with it? Well, Dave, you've been to our workshops before, but we have workshops every 2 months. Our next one features Tim Tebow. That's coming up here June 5th and 6th. And we also have one coming up here in September. And by the way, folks, a little sneak here. I'm going to be inviting Dave to speak at it, but that'll be just a little something we'll keep private between Dave and I and you. But we have an upcoming event in September. We just had Alina Haba reached out. She'll be joining us. We've got Eric Trump. Not everybody from the Reawaken Tour, but a lot of the friendly faces from the Reawaken Tour will be there. But Dave, can you talk about why a workshop setting sometimes is the best way for somebody to learn this much information? I mean, to learn accounting and finance and search engine optimization, and why that format over 2 days might be a better fit than hearing about it during a 15-minute podcast?
Well, yeah, you get away from the noise and you can focus in on what the person's talking about, and you're around like-minded people. The energy level is up. Plus, the way you do it, Clay. I was in the corporate world, a director of 3 Fortune 100 companies, and it was boring. But your shops, you make it fun, interesting, and to make it exciting to learn. I think that sets it apart from anybody else.
And you know what we do, Dave? When we're growing a successful company, you can't just learn branding. And you can't just learn marketing. And again, James, I don't put you up there as a business expert, but why do I, when you hear the coaching calls I do with clients, we work with 160 brands to help them grow. And so when I'm working with a guy like Aaron Antis, who's been on this broadcast before, helping Shaw Homes grow from 14 million to 150 million, why does the majority of the conversation tend to be focused on workflows, systems, checklists, and accounting? Why are most of the conversations about that after we help the customer generate more leads?
Because knowing those things allow you to grow the business in a way that's sustainable for the survival of the business and the thriving of the business.
Now, back to you again, James. Think about this for a second. People always ask me, well, Clay, what's the most important ingredient? You showed us all these case studies of clients that are growing dramatically. And for anybody who goes to thrivetimeshow.com, you can see over 2,000 video testimonials at thrivetimeshow.com of real clients that we've helped to grow with their long-form stories of how they did it. But when people always ask me, what's the most important ingredient to help my business grow? And I always tell them, well, it's branding, marketing, sales, accounting, workflow design, human resources, legal, checklists, documentation, leadership, management, social media marketing, search engine optimization. And they're like, what? I asked you for the most important thing. I always tell them, well, it's like if you're making a cake, what's the most important ingredient? Is it the eggs? Is it the flour? If you're building a house, what's the most important ingredient to building a successful house, a house that doesn't fall down? Is it the foundation? Is it the mortar? Is it the actual framing? Why is it you can't just boil it down, James, into one thing that makes a successful company? Why do we have to teach all these things?
Because if you only have one thing, then you don't have the full set of ingredients to make a great business.
So what we do, Dave, we have 3 solutions for all your listeners watching today. 3 solutions, okay? So solution number 1, for anybody out there that says, you know what, I need a checkup from the neck up. I need a profound moment to really learn what I need to do. I need to change my life now. I want to become the next success story. What you're going to do is you're going to go up here to thrivetimeshow.com. That's thrivetimeshow.com. And you're just going to request tickets for the upcoming workshops we have there. We got June 5th and 6th. Tim Tebow will be joining us. It's going to be a great event. NFL great, college football great, Tim Tebow. We've got the upcoming event, Eric Trump, Alina Haba, and a continuing growing list of people coming up for September 24th and 25th. That's at our in-person 2-day interactive business workshop. Somebody else says, you know what? I need somebody to coach me down a path, and I need to learn specifically what I need to do right now. Let me show you an example. These are the kind of people that reach out to me. Here, let me hit play. Here we go. Maybe as a percentage or something.
Gosh, yes, since we started, and that was through COVID. Our sales are 4 times higher than they were.
I just want you to reflect on that for a second. I talk to them every day. When they come into my place, just like you do, people that come and they're not feeling healthy, and they come to you for treatments. People come into my life and they go, My husband and I were contractors, we're dentists, we're doctors, we're lawyers. I just got off the phone with a lawyer. He's a great lawyer. He's in college. He's checking all the boxes. He has a degree. No customer. What do you say? The guy, literally, I just talked to a guy just a moment ago, and he's in a different state. And he's going, I have the degrees. I've got the accolades. I've got the resumes. I don't have any customers. You can tell he's right on the verge of a breakdown and needed a breakthrough. What do you say to somebody? Like they're overwhelmed with entrepreneurship?
I say it's doable. I have a husband that has a finance career. He works 80 hours a week in the fall. We have 7 children together. They're all active in sports. So I know what a full life looks like. And it's not impossible to be successful. It's not. You've got to follow the recipe. You may feel like life gives advice that feels redundant, but it is. Does work, and it doesn't require you to do your other obligations. Work there for them on the weekend. I get the parcels everywhere, and I still own a multi-million-dollar.
Folks, I'm telling you, that lady seems very, very normal. Lindsay Blankenship, longtime client. She's been a client of mine for over 5 years. That's Revitalized Medical is her company. So my calls to action would be, one, go to thrivetimeshow.com and get your tickets for our upcoming business workshops. We do limit the seating to around 300 people, so it's very interactive, very engaging. You can get those tickets at thrivetimeshow.com. Someone says, how much are those tickets? They're $250 or whatever price you want to pay. That's the way I've done my business conferences for 20 years. It's $250 or whatever price you want to pay. And we do have some VIP tickets. Also, if you want to schedule a free 13-point assessment, what does that mean? It means that a lot of times people say, I may want to become a coaching client, but what does it cost? Well, it's $1,700 a month. So for anybody who wants me to coach them, my average client is with me for 6 years or longer. It is month to month. And we do charge people less money than it would cost to hire even a one part-time employee to work for you. I mean, it's $1,700 a month. And we have a whole team that does photography, video, web, search engine, digital marketing, help you with the finances. All of that is included. You get weekly coaching, unlimited tech support. That's thrivetimeshow.com. You can schedule a consultation for that, a free 13-point assessment, or you can come to one of our in-person workshops. And then finally, most people know this, I think, or maybe I'm doing a bad job of communicating this, but all my books that I've written now 37 books. They're all available to download for free at thrivetimeshow.com/free-resources. thrivetimeshow.com/free-resources. So if you want to learn time management, sales, marketing, everything's right there for you. thrivetimeshow.com/free-resources. And as always, mention that you heard about us through His Glory and you're entered in for a chance to win an opportunity to meet Eric Trump and to meet Tim Tebow backstage at one of our events. So Dave, it's a blasty blast. We're teaching real kingdom business owners how to grow a kingdom building business. I encourage everybody out there. Entrepreneurship, it is possible, Dave.
Absolutely. And again, going back to your workshops, you always are putting Jesus first. I would say within every half-hour presentation you do, Jesus comes up every time, and you don't make no mistake about it. Jesus is king. I appreciate that.
And see, Dave's doing it to me again. He's putting 30 seconds on the clock. He tosses it back to me. Let me just tell you this. I mean this, folks, sincerely. When I met Dave, I knew a couple things to be true. I knew that Jesus is king. And I also knew that the number one goal of the Reawakened Tour was for me to lead as many people to Jesus as possible. My goal was to make sure we got as many people baptized as possible. And so I reached out to Dave. I said, Dave, I know it seems crazy, but could you baptize every single person that wants to be baptized at our in-person Reawaken America tours? He said, yes, sir. And we're honored to be here on the His Glory program. Thank you, Dave.
Clay Clark is here somewhere. Where's my buddy Clay? Clay's the greatest. I met his goats today. I met his dogs. I met his chickens. I saw his compound. He's like the greatest guy.
I ran from his goats, his chickens, his dogs.
So this guy's like the greatest marketer you've ever seen, right? His entire life, Clay Clark, his entire life is marketing.
4,000% from February to February. Now I can better that. Okay, Clay, I don't think you know this. I don't think you know this. I'm pinching myself, and if I cry, forgive me. In the last 2.5 days, we have bettered our entire month of February in the last 2.5 days. So, and the phone's blowing up. Everything's just blowing up. You're right. It is like a rocket ship. So we're pinching ourselves, actually.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York, acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.
But I recognized at the age of 15, I'm going, you know what? I am not going to live that way. And so I started a company out of my parents' basement called djconnection.com. And I decided I am going to have success. And so I reached out to millionaires and people that I kind of knew through church and friendships and people that parents of my friends. And I said, what book would you recommend that I read? I'm a 15-year-old asking this question. True story. And I kept being told, you got to read.
Hello, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Radio Show. It's an exciting time. Also, I think a treacherous time, a spooky time also. But it's always, danger is a good time. Today, my guest is Clay Clark, and I went out with Tom Wheelwright to visit Clay with Eric Trump also. And the reason I want to talk to Clay this morning is a very important subject called study. And the reason I say that is things are changing so fast, and many people are completely missing the show. Things are changing at rapid speed. Technology is changing. And so I went to Tulsa, again, with Tom Wheelwright and Eric Trump. And the thing I was so impressed about Clay is this word called study. I don't know, you guys must be in your water or something, Clay, but boy, I was so impressed how big you guys are. But what really impressed me was you have this huge congregation. They're all about guys your age. They're on fire. And you start your classes at 5 in the morning. Now, let me talk to you about study here. We show our books here. Now, this is how I study. This is The Creature from Jekyll Island. It's on the Fed. And Clay's doing the same thing. We study. So I go out to Clay's place in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He's built this huge compound out there. And you guys start at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's not by Zoom. They drive there. They show up 5 o'clock, bright-haired, bushy-tailed and all this. And they're on fire. Your group is on fire. So that's what was on Clay, this technology. You tell your group, I was so impressed. Because, like I said, studies became a bad word. I got into fights in my own company because our staff didn't want to study anymore. And I don't know how they cannot do that. So, Clay, anyway, welcome to the Rich Dad Radio Show. That's what I want to talk to you about, is how do you do it? 5 o'clock in the morning, you have hundreds of people showing up in your huge auditorium on your property to study. Anyway, welcome to the show, Clay, and what turns you on so much? That's what I want to know. Give us a little about your background.
My name is Karime Schofield, and the name of our company is Whistle While You Clean.
I am Sophia Schofield.
We live in Cincinnati, Ohio, and we service the tri-state, so Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana.
We were getting a phone call, and we were like, why is someone calling our business line? That's unusual, and we picked it up, and it was a lead.
I mean, it's been incredible, Clay. We've gone from 0 to 100% growth. We're a full functioning company. It's great. We're blown away at how well we're doing. So working with you guys have really taught us a lot about generating leads and pursuing our Dream 100. So we have a list of customers that we want to market to. And so we've been making phone calls, we've been showing up in person. We're trying to get near the businesses that they would visit if they were visiting a hair salon or something. And then we start calling them and we just start pursuing them. And then the other thing that we do is when we do cleans, we take a lot of video testimonials and we post those to our website so other customers can see. And then we also upload a lot of images of the things that we do. And so we're also asking our clients for Google reviews after we've cleaned their houses. And so it's this constant cycle of doing those things over and over and over again. I would say if you're on the fence, go to one of Clay's conferences. They are hilarious. They're fun. They're educational. They're so good that even my teenagers like them. And I would say don't let fear hold you back. If you want to start a business, do the obvious thing and hire someone who knows how to run businesses. If I wanted to get in shape, I'd hire a gym person, a personal trainer. This is like the personal training for business. It has been absolutely amazing. I mean, our coach is encouraging. When he first met with us, he said, do we want him to be like a drill sergeant with us? What level of intensity do we want him to give us? And I will say he is incredibly encouraging all the time, and he just hits the same mark with us every single time. It's very repetitive, but I think we both really learn a lot every time we sit down and have a conversation with him over the phone. He keeps pushing us to go further, and he can recognize when we're afraid to do something, and he'll give us a little bit of grace, but that next week he's drilling us again, like pushing us to go harder. Our no-brainer offer is we are offering your first clean for $1. And that sounds absolutely insane. It even sounded insane when I was talking over it with our business coach. And I will tell you that that has generated some of our hugest clients. I mean, that has been like a game changer because it opened up the door to more clients, more recommendations, more leads. And we were surprised how far that dollar clean got us.
How important has it been for you to work out that scripting, even though you offer $1 for the first clean? How important has it been for you to nail that down?
It's been really important because it kind of it hones in so that you're not just all over the place when you're trying to explain what it is that you do. And a lot of times it's like you're a good person offering a good product and you have integrity and you want to communicate that. But when you go to communicate without a script or without practice, it's just like a mess coming out of your mouth, as opposed to having this, honed in practice where you know what you're going to say, you know how you're going to say it, and you can almost expect better results when you do it that way.
Had you ever been an entrepreneur before starting this particular business?
No, never.
Did you ever think about wanting to own your own business someday? Or what was the first time you thought, maybe I would like to open my own business?
Absolutely. I've probably been dreaming about it for about 10 years.
Okay, and let me go to your daughter here. Had you ever thought about wanting to team up and open your own business, or was that something that you were maybe excited about, or not so much?
Well, for me, my parents would always listen to your podcast and business podcast. And as I started listening to them, I started realizing that I wanted to own a business.
It's www.whistlewhileyouclean.com. Honestly, the hardest thing was getting over the fear. It was the fear of the unknown. There was like a cloud of doubt that, you can't do this, you're going to fail. There was a few sleepless nights there when we did pull the trigger and join your team and start the coaching process. Even my husband put a little bit of pressure on me from time to time because it was just absolutely scary to take that jump and actually start a business.
Whoa.